guys, but I wanted to start the vlog, so I started my day. It's Friday the 13th, so Vlogmas day 13, and Fred, you can't fit back there. So it is the Friday the 13th and Mercury's in retrograde, and I can definitely feel it. So I was pranking my dad this morning so Delilah sleeps in the laundry room because we don't have laundry machines. We go to the laundromat, but the room where laundry machines would go is where Delilah sleeps at night. So I was hiding in there, so when my dad came home for lunch, he would open the door and Delilah and I would both be in there. You know, I just wanted to prank him, and he thought when I wasn't there at lunch, he thought I was just getting ready for the day, but no, I hadn't gotten ready. I had brushed my teeth and that kind of stuff, but I hadn't gotten dressed or put my makeup on. So he forgot about Delilah. So we were in there forever. I was in there like 30 minutes. Like, I am dedicated to doing a prank. And so that goes, like, we do the prank, but then when Delilah gets let out of there, she pees inside, and she is like that's me rounding up, 60-pound dog. TMI. She pees so much. So she's peeing on the floor. My dad was like, no, no, no. So that made her get up, and she's like a sprinkler. She's walking and the pee is just shooting out of her. So that's why when I catch her peeing, I let it happen, because I don't want her, like, because she got on the cushion I sit on every single day. So that's outside getting cleaned. Yeah, she just got pee everywhere, and that really was not a good start to my day. I was really mad, and I still feel kind of antsy because, again, we are in the luteal phase, and that is when you are moody. See, I know I bring that up all the time, but I just want to educate people on the different phases of your cycle as a woman, because I didn't know about any of that till I was 25 years old. I didn't know about any of it till I was 25, so it's crazy. So that's why I bring it up on my channel, because I do want women to be educated and know that everything makes sense. You're this way for a reason. You're not a bad person because you're in a bad mood. It's where your hormones are moving around and all of that. It's completely normal. And so I know there's only like 2 days of the month where I am kind of cranky, and it's PMS because of that, and today happens to be one of those days, and Friday the 13th and Mercury in retrograde. So she peed all over the floor, got that cleaned up, and then in the car, and I was like, it's been a month since I've hit up the little free libraries downtown, so I'll do it today. And then I'm like, man, I only have 2 books in my box in the car, so I made my dad go back, because I am in a mood, so I made him go, and he got like a handful or a stack of books to put in the car so we could go to little free libraries. Turns out I didn't need all those. There will be a short in about a month's time, but I stopped at one at this park and there were no books in there. I've never seen it like this. So I checked on the app. 3 people have been there since I was last there. So, and that's 3 people using the app. Not that many people use the little free library app. So there had to be, you know, other people, but I left off a book there, 1000 Splendid Nights or something. It is an Argentine book. Argentine, is that how you say it? Historical fiction about the dirty wars in Argentina. And then, oh my gosh, this like sharp thing pointing out of my box of springs on my bed. Removing that. I don't want the cat to get by that. Okay, then I went to the one at the law firm downtown. There's never any books when I go there. I think I am the supplier of that one. So I put a book there. It was like a mystery, like not a mystery, but mysteries like Stonehenge, the pyramids, you know, that kind of thing. I dropped off that book there, and then I went downtown. The purpose of going downtown was to do my Christmas shopping, just to wrap it all up. I now have the gifts for everybody. Everybody is good. We're good on that front. So yeah, I do encourage shopping local, shopping small for Christmas gifts. I did do some online because there were just some like personalized things that I couldn't find anywhere in town, but you know, Etsy is still small businesses. I tell you, like the bookcases, like those behind me, I got from a small business on Etsy. The man, he makes those shelves or bookcases himself. It's awesome just to support people and their endeavors, like you guys supporting my channel. It is awesome. So I always encourage doing that. So I went and I picked up I think I got 2 gifts there, and then I got an ornament for myself because they were like local ornaments that we get them every year, that will just do a landmark from around the city. This year the one I got is the Performing Arts Center because again, arts are perfect or amazing, and I go to concerts at that place. They're doing the Nutcracker Ballet tonight. I'm not going to that. Those tickets sell out so fast. I'm pretty sure it's sold out, and it's been announced, you know, since like, well, they do it every year, so everybody knows it's gonna happen, but I think October was when it was like announced the cast and everybody who's in it. So they have that tonight when I'm downtown, and then the little theater is doing Elf Junior, so a play version of Elf but with like kids. I'm not going to either, but they will be going because I'm going downtown tonight as well to go to the light show that they do, the Christmas lights. I think it's a 30-minute rotation of when they do that, and then there's this other little photo ops, I guess you can say, downtown and all the storefronts. There's a contest that if you win, I don't know if it goes to a charity of your choice, because I know where ours, my family's business, where we are, if we win, where we will donate the money to. So I don't know if it just means, I don't know if when my dad told me that it's going to our charity of choice or if everybody is going to that same charity. I don't know, but you win a certain amount of money and then it goes to a charity. So again, awesome. And that is going downtown. That's going on downtown. You can like vote on the storefronts. They're not all stores, but you know, restaurants and business fronts, I should say. So that's going on. So I went to a general store downtown to pick up all the stuff that I just said. I didn't say what the gifts are because I don't want to spoil my family members who are watching this of what I got them for Christmas, but I did get some Christmas gifts for family there. And then when I came back, we're getting to the book haul part of this, I did stop at a little free library at the Women's Therapy Center, and I get a book there every time. It's always a great time. And I got this Ellen Hildebrand book, which is The Identicals. I don't even know what this one is about. It has a bonus story inside. So this is one of her Nantucket ones. Nantucket is, oh, okay, here's the tagline. 2 women, identical twin sisters who couldn't look more alike or live more differently. One eventful summer that will change their lives forever. And it's a nice floppy paperback, but Ellen Hildebrand is one of my favorite writers. I always love her stories and they're really intriguing and the character work is great. So I picked that up, and Fred, my little Freddie, he just got here. You know, I spoil him. I saw a post before that was like, no, nobody is spoiled like a small dog that belongs to a girl in her 20s. Like, no, that is a lie. This is my man. This guy, cats don't like when you kiss them, or my cats don't like that. This is him. This is him. I've had him since I was 15, and he is my absolute best friend ever. I love this cat so much. Adopting him, I got him at the animal shelter, was one of the like best things I ever did. He has dog hair on his face because he does have 2 little doggy sisters, and he has a dog brother who passed away, but he loves his family very much. You can see that in yesterday's vlog when he was in the bed with Penny. But yes, that's my Fred content. That's your Fred content for the day. I know Fred is a fan favorite, and he is my co-pilot. But we love him so much, and I've been talking for 8 minutes and I haven't even started reading yet. I think I'm just gonna read a section in here right now and then read again at 3. It's currently 1:51. I am not going to lie. This book, the Persepolis, is getting pretty tough and making me emotional. I haven't cried or anything, but it's just like despair. Like, what these people are going through is so bad, and to know that it hasn't gotten better and it might even be worse. I don't know really a lot of what's going on in Iran right now. I remember a few years ago there was stuff happening where like women were being executed and all. It's brutal. We're gonna go through my notes, and one of the things that my first note, children not understanding what is happening, not understanding war and what's going on around them. And when you don't understand, you try to relate it to something that you do understand. So in this case, movies. And there was a boy in their class, or one of the neighborhood kids, you know, who his dad killed communists. That was his job. He was an executor. And they were all the kids, like Marjan and her friends, were like, oh my gosh, his dad's a murderer and we need to take care of that. They saw brass knuckles in American movies. They put nails between their fingers. Luckily, the mom, Marjan's mom, caught them before any damage happened. But that's his kids trying to get an understanding of what is going on around them and how the innocent mind can't wrap their heads around that. They can't. It's like impossible. And Marjan's mother explained to her, she was like, this boy, he is not responsible for his father's actions. Yes, what his father did is incredibly wrong. That killing people who had different political views than you is not right. But you don't need to answer violence with violence necessarily. And it's just, yeah, kids are so impressionable. I saw, oh my gosh, this is something I saw the other day. I think it was on Instagram or somewhere. It was like conservative kids. If you are putting politics into your kids' heads, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. When I was a kid, I had no idea. Like, the 2008 election is the first one I really remember. And yes, I knew the name John McCain. I knew the name Barack Obama. But I did not have a full understanding. But yeah, some kids on the playground were saying John McCain was the way to go and all that. And we're like, you shouldn't vote for Obama. Like, obviously, I am 9 years old. I can't vote at that time. But and especially my friend group, we had no real understanding of politics. We just knew there were people running for office. I don't think I knew what a Democrat or a Republican was, so please let your kids be innocent and don't infiltrate their minds with politics. I don't think it does anything good. I think it's important for your kid to grow, like, my family let me. I was able to make my own choices with what I support politically. Some things we agree on, some things we don't, and that's a-okay. I think it's important to let your children grow organically, and I think this falls with everything in life, like religion, sexuality, all of that. Let it just happen. It's going to happen, one way or another. Then Uncle Anush, I love the sections with him. He is her, I can't remember what parent he was related to, but he told her all about his life, how he was in prison and he then went into exile to Moscow and got married there and had kids, and all the torture and stuff that he went through in prison. And it is a lot for young Marjan to take in, hearing that all of this happened to her uncle. Because before it was happening to other people, but not really close to home until she met her uncle after he was released from prison. And he tells her, I know you might not understand anything that I'm saying. I know that it might be extremely difficult, that it's very hard, everything that I went through, and it makes you emotional, it makes you sad, it makes you angry, but it is important to know your history and know where you came from and know what is happening around you, and that is so true. And again, as I was just saying, Marjan is a little girl when this is happening, and I don't think him telling her all that is given his political views. I think saying in the most unbiased ways possible, being like, this is what happened to me. And I think that's just very important, that you need to know where you came from, even if it is extremely difficult, and even if you don't fully understand it, it's important to just know that basis fact. And the majority of the population of Iran at this time was illiterate. And so how do you unite a country that is illiterate, who cannot do their own research into politics and so on? It's nationalism and religion. And just a lot of this stuff I've been reading, this is just a thought I had right now. It is kind of scary to see similarities to what we are going on in the United States. I don't think it's as extreme as what was happening in Iran in the 70s and 80s, but there are some slight similarities. I do think people are being dumbed down in America, and it's just so sticky to talk about, but I do think people aren't, well, we know people don't read that much, and I just think the education system is failing in a lot of places. Money's been put in other directions rather than education. So as I was saying, nationalism and religion, in this case really religion, because I mean it ends up being called the Islamic Revolution. So those are things, people can love their country and they can love their religion. And then the visit with Uncle Anush, oh my god, Anush, sorry, was a lot. And another thing, we see this revolution, this war with Iraq. I don't know if it's Iraq or Iraq. I've only ever heard Iranians say like it's pronounced Iran, so Iraq is how I'm going to say it. But if I am wrong, tell me in the comments. So they are at war with Iraq, with Saddam Hussein, and a lot of this, Marjan doesn't understand why her father's not going off to war and why life is going on as usual. Her parents aren't doing anything different. And that is something, in the face of disaster, a lot of people just go about their everyday daily life. I really think COVID, when I think of this kind of thing, just because that is so recent. And yeah, through history, most people are just living their normal lives. And with the war, kids, literal kids, 14-year-old boys are being sent off to war with the promises of paradise. Their maid, her son at school, is being trained to go to war. He is given a key because when he dies, that key will be his key to paradise or heaven, where there will be women, food, plentiful is what I mean, plentiful women, plentiful food, gold, diamonds everywhere. Children being sent off to war with those promises. Awful. It's so awful. I kind of talked about this yesterday in the vlog, that this has been such a great explanation of the revolution, probably the best I've ever read. We are seeing this from the perspective of a young girl. She's now in her early teens, and I think that is very beneficial for people like myself in the West who don't have a full understanding. I was not alive at this time, and as I told y'all in school, we didn't really touch on this because it is, I mean, pretty recent. We didn't really spend a whole lot of time on that in history class because, yeah, it is so recent. And it's just done a great job at explaining the revolution, and I think it's because we are having her parents explain it to her, so therefore we are getting the explanation that a young person would get. And oh my gosh, a lot of it reminds me of 1984. They're never sure if on the news the information that they're getting. So on the news that's on the TV, it will be like, we took out 20 Iraqi fighter jets today. But then they listen to the BBC radio and it's something completely different. They don't know what to believe. It's just crazy to think that people went through this. And then the love of her parents, once the borders opened up for 3 years between 1980, or were they shut down for 1980 to 83? I can't remember, but the borders were shut. And once the borders opened again, her parents rushed to get passports, and just the two of them went to Istanbul. And they were like, is there any gifts that you want us to get you? And she was like, I want a Kim Wilde poster, and I want an Iron Maiden poster, and a jean jacket, and I think there were some other things. So her parents, they got her all of that. They got her even a little Michael Jackson pin to go on her jacket, and just the links that they went through to get this stuff through customs, because again, it's not really permitted in Iran at the time. And there were even like black markets on the street of people selling like Michael Jackson records, Stevie Wonder records, whatever, and selling things that just were not part of their culture or from the West. But yeah, as I was saying, her mom, they were like, how are we going to get these rolled up posters into our suitcase? And the mom had the idea of putting them in the dad's jacket. She literally sewed them in the jacket, so just like shoulder pads, because this was the 1980s. Shoulder pads were very fashionable, and they made it through customs and were able to get all of that for their daughter. And the love of parents, it warms my heart. It's beautiful, the things that they went through, because I mean, bringing that stuff back to Iran was illegal. And it's just little things like posters. I have posters over there on the wall, and to think that her parents did all that, it's really moving, and it's a great story. And that's where I'm going to end the vlog. I'm going to be reading, or well, I'm going to be reading and watching Outlander later. I'm going to watch the new episode in about 30 minutes here, 28 minutes to be exact. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it all the way through, leave a Christmas emoji in the comments below. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!